So yeah, last night was the national championship. We got to see Michigan defeat UConn 69-63. I do want to quickly go back here and yes sir, Lakeside March Madness bracket champion. Love that. I do want to go back and talk about these two games. I was very impressed with UConn's defense against Illinois. I thought like Andrei Stojakovic came off the bench, but realistically 23% shooting from three, 34% field goal percentage, even though UConn did not shoot the ball well. I thought they just controlled the pacing of the game early on, and they never really looked back. Was very impressed with their second half defense, though, because I thought that Illinois made a couple good halftime adjustments to get going again. Like, Merkovic kept getting into the paint and playing really well. It's just like, it wasn't really an efficient way of getting, like, buckets on a team like UConn, and UConn's really just, their experience showed in this game against Illinois in the Final Four. I just didn't get to talk about this one, so I want to make sure I talked about UConn, Illinois in the Final Four. This was by far the most shocking of the two Final Four games. I thought Arizona was going to put up a really good fight. Trey McKinney off the bench just being such a great spark plug. 4 of 6 from 3. 44% shooting from 3 for a team like Michigan. Yaxel made all his shots before getting injured and basically breaking his foot. But Ade Mara, I mean, you can watch this Michigan team and see the formula for being a national championship team. If you have a big man that can run, play in the post, and just move around the basketball court really well, you have a point guard that controls the pacing of the game, even though Elliot Cadeau only, didn't shoot the ball well, 5 of 17. 10 assists, 4 steals, yes, 6 turnovers, but he consistently, kept the pacing at what Michigan wanted to be and continued to play in the half-court offense really well. And really, him and Ade Mara were just a fantastic 1-2 punch. That entire game against Arizona, I was very disappointed with Arizona's offense in this one. I thought, they've been a really good team at getting to the basket and initiating contact down low. I thought Koa Pete would shoot a lot better than 6 of 18. Braden Burry's not being able to shoot the 3-ball really hurt their perimeter scoring. They had to really rely on guys like Toby Awaka was coming off the bench shooting the ball for them. I really did not like any of Anthony Del Orso's offensive touches. 37% from the field, even 7 missed free throws for Arizona. It just wasn't going to cut it because Michigan dominated early on. They got in their rhythm. And even though Elliot Cadeau finished with 6 turnovers, a lot of it was in the second half when Arizona was really just trying to get something going, and Michigan was so far ahead at that point that it didn't even matter. So great start to the game for Michigan. I had Arizona winning my bracket, but man, Michigan just was by far the better team on Saturday during the Final Four. But then heading to the national championship, UConn versus Michigan. I thought it was a really good game. Michigan was 0 of 16 outside of the paint in the first half. If you were to have told most people that, right, that Michigan was going to be 0 of 16 outside of the paint, not just outside of, the three-point line or something, outside of the entire paint, you'd think UConn's offense would have been able to get going. But man, Caravan could not shoot that 3-ball. 3 of 10 from 3. Braylon Mullins did not have a good day shooting. I was very disappointed in his shot creation. Solo ball came in, gave them some hope late in the game, but really wasn't in his threes. I really thought UConn should have been winning at the half. I really, really thought UConn should have been winning at the half. And when they were down by 4, Yaxel was playing so tired. He looked so weak coming off of that broken foot. The fact that Michigan really was 0 of 16 from outside of the paint and still had a 4-point lead. Yeah, you could kind of see where the trend was going to go in this game. I thought UConn gave up a really, really good fight. I thought UConn put up a really good fight. There was a couple possessions throughout the game, though, where they were down by 5, down by 6, down by 7, heading into 5-6 minutes to go in this game, and I'm just like, man, if Caravan hits one more 3 in transition, or they take advantage of, there were so many times, man, where Michigan would have a bad shot attempt down their court. UConn should be able to play advantage basketball going 5-on-4 down the court, but Michigan's transition defense is by far one of the best I've seen. By far one of the best I've seen on college basketball teams. I was so impressed on their ability to get back, get matched up, prevent UConn from getting an easy layup, and then forcing them back into a half-court set. Michigan was by far the better half-court team. Even with Yaxel not shooting the ball well, 0 of 5 from 3, he had a terrible first half of this one. Came out in the second half, specifically in the last 4 minutes, played really great basketball, got to the free throw line, made the easy shots. I mean, when you shoot 89% from the free throw line on 28 attempts, you could tell Michigan wanted to use their size all day. They started this game by trying to hit Ade Mara a lot in the post. He kept missing a lot. I know it's only 4 of 7, but they were missing a lot of interior shots, Michigan, that I thought that they really did come out and make against Arizona. And I thought that was going to be the difference maker and why UConn stuck around. Plus, UConn's perimeter shooting had been so good all year, but 27% from 3, 31% from the field, compared to, I know Michigan didn't shoot the ball well, but they controlled the half-court pacing. They played really, really good defense. 6 steals, 6 blocks. They kept, when they had transition times, they ran really well. It just really sucked to see UConn go out the way they did, especially Caravan missing a couple of those threes. I really thought he was going to make them. Malachi Smith off the bench can make a 3. Jaden Ross, Jalen Stewart didn't make any threes. Braylon Mullins, 3 of 10 from 3, wasn't that good.
Yo, who's the guard that hit the clutch 3 for UConn? I think he was 11.
Solo ball number 1 hit that bank. He's nasty. That's one of the funniest names in all. Solo Ball. You were born to be a basketball player if your name was Solo Ball. But man, what a really good national championship. It felt very college-esque, hard-nosed. A couple of players trying in the middle of this game to play hero ball on UConn. That really wasn't working in terms of shot creation. UConn just getting outplayed in terms of overall size in this one. What's his name? I was very impressed with him, Terrace Reed Jr. I know he only had 4 of 12 shooting, but I thought he played really good defense all day long, specifically on Mara and Roddy. I thought that their guys played good interior defense, even for being so much smaller. Unfortunately, it just didn't really matter because UConn didn't hit the clutch shots they needed to get really into this one. Solo Ball banked in that 3, and I thought UConn had some hope, but then Yaxel came down, got to the free throw line. They got to stop. He came back. He got to the free throw line again. Elliot Cadeau, we knew he wasn't going to be as inefficient as he was last game, but I thought it was interesting to see him only with 2 assists, 19 points. He was getting into the paint really well, causing the penetration inside, and then boom, kicking it out. I was very impressed with Michigan. It felt very, nerve-wracking. The college basketball teams, they're both nervous. I don't think either coach out-coached the other one necessarily. I thought Dusty May did a good job. I thought Dan Hurley did a good job. The one thing about Dan Hurley, though, I love him as a coach. He's one of my favorite, he's one of the most legendary coaches of my generation right now. But, there's some times when his team makes a mistake, and his facial reactions are just so negative in that way that I'm just I don't know. I sometimes wish that he didn't have such emotion all the time. Specifically, I remember there was 5 minutes to go in this one. They had a transition play that failed, and then Michigan came down and scored, and he's got, his hands on his head with, the most shocked face. It's I don't know, there's some moments like that I wish that Hurley would keep a level head, but at the same time, I'd love to just, sit down with Hurley and, listen to him dissect defensive basketball for an hour. Literally, just hearing how he'd go about switches and working with seniors and, different age groups. I think he's fantastic culture builder, and he's a fantastic leader. I just do really think to myself, man, sometimes does he let his emotions get to him a little too much in a way? When shot creation isn't falling, he needs to be more of a half-court initiator coach, and I didn't see that yesterday in the national championship. But Dusty May, they came out with a game plan. When it didn't work, they flipped it at the second half. They let their perimeter guys work a lot. They tried to get to the free throw line late in this game to not let UConn get in any sort of rhythm. And UConn had chances, man. UConn really did. They had chances with a couple minutes to go, but the shots weren't falling. Caravan kept missing. Shout out to the Michigan guy for chucking that ball down the court with 7 seconds left in the game. That basically sealed the win. Really good game overall. I thought it was a fun college basketball game. Not only a fun college basketball championship, but March Madness as a whole was just an amazing, amazing March Madness. It was just a really, really good year for March Madness. I was so impressed with it. Great games, Great Final Four. Seeing UConn now go to 3 national championships in 4 years. Michigan winning for the first time since 1989. Duke getting upset. Kansas, the top overall picks, not performing up to the way they wanted to. Arkansas, Darius Acuff playing well. I thought that March Madness was amazing this year. Let's do a final check out at the final bracket here. You know, Iowa making the run that they did all the way. I get to go against Illinois, beating Nebraska, beating Florida, beating Clemson. Man, there was a lot of good games throughout this entire thing. Iowa State was really good, but then Tennessee beat them. Alabama was cooking until they got to see Michigan. Purdue played really well until they saw Arizona. Arkansas, same exact thing. St. John's against Kansas was such an amazing game. There was a lot of really fun ones in this March Madness. Probably the most fun I've had watching college basketball in a long time, but shout out to Michigan. Last time Michigan won was one of my favorite basketball teams with Trey Burke and Tim Hardaway Jr. So now we got Michigan as the champions again in 2025-2026 season. So there you go.